Fuck you, Rangers. Fuck you. Cancun on 3, everyone. Let's go. Season is wraps. Well, unofficially, obviously, because they still have 2 more games. But, oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness this team's not making the playoffs. I'm so happy that this team isn't making the playoffs. You have no idea. And I tweeted this too. I will say it here. The fact that this team, this group of players, I should say, managed to rally the fan base together to celebrate them missing the playoffs speaks volumes to how much we hate them and how much we could just give a giant fuck you to this entire team. Ah, man, I'm on cloud nine right now. This is the happiest I've been all season. Like, truthfully, this is the happiest I've been. Um, I do not care, do not care about one bit because I know that I'm gonna get comments. This guy has to be the fakest Ranger fan I've ever seen in my life, celebrating his team getting eliminated. Fuck this group of players. Actually, fuck this group of players because they deserve this fan base celebrating against them because that's what they did to us, right? Right? That's what they did to us. They quit on us, so fuck you to them. Absolutely fuck you to them. This team didn't even deserve our time and energy from the end of December, at least the end of December, because even the beginning of it, brutal. This team did not deserve our attention, though, from December on. Not a single ounce of our attention. And they are lucky that any of us even gave a fuck. They are lucky that fans were still paying to be in the building. They're lucky that there are some fans that were delusional enough to believe that this team could actually make the playoffs with the way that they were playing in January. And you know what? Even myself for a bit, and I'm not saying that I wanted them to make the playoffs and they were going to do anything. I want to make that clear. But in January, I was sitting there like, these assholes are going to make it, and then there's not going to be changes. I thought it was just going to be out of that. I thought of it more in the light of just knowing our luck. We're not going to see anything happen in the offseason because they're going to make the playoffs and fool management into thinking that this is good enough. And either way, they apparently are fooling management into thinking that this is good enough. But I thought in January, maybe they were going to sneak in just because of that. But the fact that there were people that were delusional enough to think that this team was going to make the playoffs in January and actually be a threat, I couldn't help but chuckle. I am so thrilled right now that this season is wraps. So thrilled. And truthfully, the Mets lost today. And I watched that over most of this game. Truthfully, I did. Because after the first period, I saw enough. And once I saw Mark Messier was giving his ideas for how the Rangers could fix this, once I saw that bullshit was happening during the intermission, I didn't need that. I don't need Messier playing GM on my television at all. I don't need that crap. You're not getting the job, buddy. Just shut up. I'm thrilled. Thank you for the $2. Cancun on 3 is right. I am absolutely thrilled right now. But hey, it's just one game, everyone, right? It's just one game. What a season. What a season this has been. The 4th President's Trophy winning team to miss the playoffs the following season, but they did it in 92-93. You know what that means, everyone? You know what that means? They're going to win the Stanley Cup next year. That's exactly what that means, right? They're going to win the Stanley Cup. Because in 92-93 they did it, and John Tortorella is going to be their Mike Keenan. Good times. This is great. I've been waiting to just let it all pile on, let it all unfold, and really just empty all of it. And yeah, they are a John Tortorella hire away from me keeping the TV off most nights. Which probably is going to happen because, like Matt and I have said, once we saw that Darren Dreger thing that Dolan loves Tortorella. I heard enough. I heard enough at that point. One could only hope, but this team isn't going to listen to Mike Sullivan either, because this group of players, they are the biggest pansies. They are the biggest losers in the world. Every single time adversity comes their way, they fold and look like complete and utter dog shit. They got shit running down their leg every single time they have a sliver of adversity. Number 20's going up there. Look up, everyone. Number 20's going there. All right, you don't have to spam it though, John. Man, this is great. This absolutely great. Yeah, no, JT Miller's a savior. Igor Shesterkin, extending him, that's the only way this team could actually do anything. So, they had to do both, right? We got to extend Igor because he's the only chance this team has of winning. And we got to get JT Miller because he hates losing and he's going to change the culture. That's exactly right, Anthony. And all that to still miss the playoffs. They spent more assets in a year, and now I could officially say it. They spent more assets in a season where they are missing the playoffs than they did in a President's Trophy winning season last year. If that doesn't make you want to put your head through a damn wall, I don't know what does. Beautiful. Just beautiful. From President's Trophy to not even 40 wins the next season. Great work by Chris Drury. Oh, it's great. Great work by him. And his collection of third pair defensemen. Will Borgen just looks so great. Carson Soucy just unreal. Got that dog in him. Perfect partner for Adam Fox. 2 more games and then it's over. I am thrilled. I've never been so excited for a season to end in my life, but these players absolutely deserve every single bit of shit that we are saying. Fuck all of them. Thank you for the $2, Jay Lewis. Mentally weak and soft. Management is clueless. Absolutely right. And management's not going to change, and there's probably not going to be much changing with this group, which is why I'm taking a step back next season. Simple as that. I because I know that nothing's happening. I know. We all know it. As long as Chris Drury's here, like I've been tweeting, who gives a fuck who the next coach is? Genuinely, who cares? What, maybe they're good for a month or two and then they're going to quit on the next coach? If I'm a kid entering the draft, I'm praying the Rangers don't choose me. Oh, that Higgins, Schaefer, and Misa are like going to clench their ass cheeks on the day of the draft lottery, hoping the Rangers don't shoot up the boards. You know it. And yeah, this too. I mean, the Rangers they had no business blowing out the Islanders the other night. Like, they played garbage goaltending. The Islanders are somehow the only worse team than them right now. They had no business even being involved in that game at all. You know what the good news though for a couple of draftees this season, maybe Pittsburgh ends up getting the pick, which this is where now we have to be absolutely terrified though. We have to now worry that Chris Drury is going to handle this draft pick the right way. And I mean more in terms of if he gives it to Pittsburgh or not, because the only way, I still stand by this, the only way I think the Rangers should keep their pick is if it's in the top 5. Otherwise, give it to Pittsburgh. But glad we gave up our draft pick, our first round pick in a year where we missed the playoffs instead of last year when, it actually made sense. I won't be happy if the Rangers get Sullivan and do a serious retool. I'll be very happy, but that's not happening. That's the problem, boxing fan. That is not what's happening. And so far, this start to the retools gave me every indication to not believe that Chris Drury knows how to handle a retool because he somehow made Ryan Lindgren and Jacob Trouba worse with the replacements he got. Downgraded from Phil Pedal. Do I need to go on? Like, Chris Shurey's gave me every indication that as long as he's the guy here, I do not give a flying fuck what they do because I do not trust the process from the top. And this too, he's not retooling because he believes in this core. For whatever reason, this core and these players get chance after chance. This GM gets chance after chance, despite now he is about to hire his fourth coach, and Laviolette might be gone by tonight or tomorrow. But he's going to be on his fourth coach at this point. Why should I trust the guy? I do not care who he hires. I do not care what players he brings in. I have to see it to believe it. Simple as that. And I need it for over the course of a full season and in the playoffs. I don't care about, and I get it that there's Jekyll and Hyde moments throughout seasons, but I need to see a consistent brand of hockey night in and night out. And I can tell you right now, it's not happening. That is not happening. Better chance of me winning the lottery, Sabrina Carpenter kissing me on the lips, me winning a private jet, literally just like anything else in the world. And yeah, he has no other choice but to believe in this core. Yeah, we have top line Brodzinski. Good thing Gabe Perreault and Brent Hoffman weren't in the lineup because we would have lost 8-3 instead of 7-3. So thank goodness those two guys weren't in, right? Imagine believing in a core that actively turned on you in a season. Imagine being that much of a bitch. I fucking hate Chris Shurey. I hate Chris Shurey with everything in me. He is terrible. Just getting absolutely played. The inmates run the asylum. He's like the type of guy, right, that can admit that it's his fault things aren't working out with women. Like he's that type of guy, and he keeps getting played by women. Like that. That's just what he is. That's how he is. um, half of this is not happening. That's the problem. And who's replacing those guys? Because Chris Shurey has showed that there's no reason to believe the replacements are going to be any better. So, who do I think is winning the cup? Now, I mean, it didn't take the Rangers getting eliminated for me to have an opinion on this. Right now, I think, you know what? I'll wait. You guys got to wait for my bracket video. I'm gonna be an asshole. You guys got to wait for the bracket video. So sorry, but I have my thoughts. I have a couple teams that I'm thinking about. I'm not gonna say who, but I got a good amount of teams that I'm potentially considering picking. But we'll see because I could have a change of heart. Gallant was right. Talent doesn't matter. Doesn't mean a damn thing if you don't play the right way or whatever he said. It does not matter. And you know what? Gallant has things that I didn't like about him. He was 1,000,000% right about this group with that. 1,000,000%. Kuznetsov was not right. He's just a dumbass. Please remember, my Rangers family, part of the reason we stubbornly stick with this team is because of our bond with one another and not because we have faith in the organization itself. Thank you. 100%. I don't hate this. I don't hate this. Do I see any collegiate coach that can come here and clean up this organization? I don't care. Like I said, I mean, I don't care who the coach is if Drury's hiring it. I really do not care unless there's a different GM. Kuznetsov was not right about Laviolette because Kuznetsov hated Laviolette for completely different reasons. Kuznetsov's a moron. He's not even playing right now in the KHL. He just got cut, I think, or sent down in the KHL. That guy's a freaking dope, too. Let's not give Kuznetsov credit. Thank you, Alex. That's sweet. I'm flattered. What are we supposed to do with ourselves now that we can't watch playoff hockey? Watch other teams and actually enjoy ourselves because it's going to be competitive hockey. Um, we could watch baseball, just go on vacations. I mean, there's a lot of things. And I can tell you right now, my mental health is going to skyrocket. Just going to be best it's been in months. Drury pass on Gensel only to possibly watch him raise it with Tampa this year. The Chris Drury way. The Chris Drury way. The Caps fans were the ones that were right. To an extent, yes. To an extent, no. I mean, they were right about Laviolette, but uh, they're not going far this year. Come on. Yeah. What's up, fake fans? What did they want for Gensel? Don't know, and I don't care because if they wanted Gabe Perreault, would have rather have traded him than have him sit in the press box either way. So really, doesn't matter what they wanted. Should have just gave up whatever. Stupid move extending Borgen way too early. Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to revisit the comments on my I don't remember if I did a video or stream when he got extended. I would love to take a visit to those comments again. Because I'm sure that I will laugh it up. Like the dark years. Yeah. I should send my link to a couple of friends of the program here. See if anyone wants to join in. Just because why not, right? I did a stream for the Borgen extension. I'd love to revisit that one. Amazing. Amazing stuff from this group. I'm glad the $11.5 million man's been getting rinsed by some sub 900 goalies. We knew the inevitable, but you're hurt. Hey, if any of you are hurt, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you you're wrong for that. I believe me, deep down, I'm hurt that I am. I'm hurt with the way that this organization is ran. Deep down, I'm hurt in that regard. So hard to say a whole lot that hasn't already been said. That's what I'm saying. I've been on repeat for weeks now. Been on repeat for a bit now. Whatever happens to that rebuild, I don't know. I'm glad we rebuilt for Johnny Brodzinski to be a first line winger in a do or die game. Like, does that not I don't know what to say. I don't know. I don't know. Can't rebuild in the city that never sleeps. They rushed it as a Ranger tradition. Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. Let's say, um, you and I both, Melissa. Best saying they don't have to rebuild. They just did that a few years ago on the intermission. Well, good thing he's not the GM. Good thing he will never be the GM. Yeah, he wants the job, but he's not going to get it. And yeah, they never actually rebuilt. They didn't actually. Dolan owns MSG Rangers. Next, we're screwed. Yep. Yeah. How about Braden Schneider? Oh, how about Braden Schneider? He's so good, man. He's untouchable. That kid's sick. Really great defenseman. So good that they blocked him from being on the second pair by signing Will Borgen to a 5-year deal. He's that sick. No, he hasn't. That's why the whole Messier should be the next coach thing is just silly. Next Hedman. Stud. Got to build around him. Yeah. He's unreal. What team wants Chris Kreider and his 6.5 million cap hit? I don't know, but you know, nothing like some Chris Drury pixie dust to fix this. If there's ever a doubt, then don't worry, Chris Drury's gonna prove you wrong with that pixie dust he's got. Someone got Steve Cohen's number. But I want to see them keep the pick, trade up and draft Higgins. Nah, I'd just give it to Pittsburgh if they don't win the lottery. To be honest with you, we held Carolina to 1 touchdown today. Hey, you know what? We outscored the New York Jets. Is there a dumb GM out there? Yes, he's ours. True. Yep. Sounds about right. I mean, no matter who they draft, they're just gonna bury the guy. So that's the unfortunate part. Like I've said, it's hard to get excited about prospects these days. What do I think the return is for JT Miller? They're not they can't trade JT Miller. He changed the culture. Don't you see how he changed the culture here? They went from missing the playoffs by a lot to almost making it, but still not close to making it. He's an alpha male. How could you? How could you ever? Yeah, he brings meat and potatoes. All jokes aside, this is very true, yes. Which is why I don't understand why people want him to get the say, but whatever. Whatever. There are people that support Truba getting the say, so what could I say anymore? From east west to meat and potatoes. Yes. Let's go. That's not changing anything at this rate. He's gonna get fired though. Laviolette's getting fired. Like, not a question. What do I think of Jay Pandolfo? I would like him, but Score's gonna quit on him too. So won't even get that excited. Where was Shesterkin today? Bathing in his 11.5 million, probably. Maybe that. You know, it's just great. Great extension. It's just like, how do you trade Jacob Trouba and then extend the goaltender the same day as each other? How? How about the coach from Denver, Carl? Would like him, but I don't think he's leaving Denver. And on top of that, they'll quit on him too. That's why, again, like, I really do not care who they hire. I just do not care. Scotty Bowman can come out of retirement and coach his team, and it does not matter. Like, let's be real here. It really does not matter at all. Money talks. Yeah, well, I mean, he's making a good amount of money in Denver. And to be honest with you, unless the money is like an absurd amount that he can't pass up, then why would he come here? Why would he come here? Who the hell wants to coach here? It's a bit of both. Think of Laviolette, no move clause. Yeah. Name the players that are pansies. So name the roster outside of like maybe 4 players, 5 players. That's pretty much what you're asking from me here. I've said this before. If Messier is going to get a gig in the NHL, he needs to be in some sort of advisor role. Like, you can't just bring him in and put him at the top right away without any experience. Who's my least favorite team other than the Rangers? My least favorite team? I don't know, New Jersey. Maybe New Jersey. I don't really know. Yeah, probably the Devils. When will Laviolette be fired? I mean, if I'm Drury, which, I'm not because I actually have like some sort of thought process behind what I'm talking about before coming on here and thinking about potential moves for this team. So, um if I was Chris Drury though and I actually was smart for a change, like let's, pretend Chris Drury is smart in this scenario, I would fire him tonight. I would fire him tonight. But they're probably just going to drag it out to the end of the season at this point. So he might as well quit though. He pretty much has. When he said he's got no message, he should have been fired right then and there. But whatever. Rangers have one more year of paying Gallant at $5 million. Isn't this the last year though of that contract? I thought they signed him for 4 years. I could be wrong. There is not a shot in hell Buffalo would take this deal. Would have loved this, but Buffalo's not taking that deal. They would laugh at that trade, sadly. Quit New York. One of the most unlikable teams ever. Easily. 1,000,000%. What is there to like about any of these guys? Laviolette was probably on the Delta plane within seconds. Once the horn sounded, he probably was on the Delta plane. Yeah, history will repeat itself, right? Watching Yankees now, I don't care. Yeah, I've been watching baseball too. Unfortunately, not a great day for the Mets, but you know what? Would rather watch them over this right now. And I definitely have my concerns about them, which if you're Met fans, you'll hear about in my post game stream once I'm done with this. But yeah, still would rather watch them because at least there's players with a pulse in that clubhouse. I don't have a lot of optimism there either, to be honest with you. He's currently employed, so that's not going to happen. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. My NBA Finals picks. Um, OKC over Boston. That was my preseason pick. I'll stick with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have a great feeling in round one either. To be honest with you. Wish a new GM would come in, um, so they could trade Laugh before his contract kicks in. Maybe it wouldn't look as bad if the GM didn't give out the contract. Yeah, but that would be too good. That's the problem. That would be great getting a new GM. I'm not disagreeing though. I really think OKC is legit. I'm just sticking with my preseason pick, to be honest with you. Might as well. It's got legs to it, so might as well. If I was a GM, what would be my first move? The letter 2.0. That's what I would do. I do not want Brock Besser now. Make a rebuild video on an NHL franchise mode. I could do stuff like that. I just mean a letter, the rebuild letter. I would rebuild this entire thing if it was up to me. Fortunately, it's not. Can't rebuild with the great Igor Shesterkin. $20 tickets now at the Garden. Add an extra zero. Somehow that last game is going to be like $200 still, even though it literally means nothing other than the Rangers potentially getting a chance at a better traffic. Oh, this is cute. There's playoff tickets on TickPick. That's adorable. It's really cute. How do we tell them? 107 to get into the building for the last game. That's hilarious. Yep, I'm right there with you, Angelo. Nobody should go to the last game. There will be the suit and tie fans there. It's a donation for whatever reason. They love to do it. All right. I'm going to wrap it up here because I got to do a Mets stream. So, and then I got to eat. So, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live. The New York Rangers are eliminated.